everybody, it's Bruce and Connie from the Unlocking the Magic podcast, and on today's video we are going to rate our top attractions inside Walt Disney World, our top 5, and we're going to pick from 5 and leave the best for last.
We're going to go from first to last,
what did I just say?
worst to first.
I don't know.
What do you mark? Number 5, top 5 attractions in Walt Disney World.
Worst first?
Yeah, worst first.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Worst means number 5. What's your number 5?
All right. That's not the worst. I don't like
The worst of your top 5?
You're making me go first. Okay.
Here we go.
Number 5, my top attractions. Living with the Land.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
And I knew Bruce was going to forget about that one, so I'm so glad it's on my list. And this one is in the Land Pavilion inside Epcot, and I just love this attraction so much. It's basically just a big greenhouse that... Are you making fun of me?
I was researching in my brain from this.
Because you want to make yours just like as good as mine.
Practicing.
Yeah, good luck with that. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So basically, it's just it's a boat ride inside Epcot's Land Pavilion, and it takes you through this amazing greenhouse and really shows you and it makes you appreciate how our food is grown and some of the technologies that they're using and trying to utilize for the future. And I just love it. It's educational and it's, I don't know.
And it's a small line usually.
And it's really
I love that.
easy to walk
I do
on.
love that attraction. I can't believe I forgot that.
And it's Marty Sklar's, one of Marty Sklar's.
It was Marty Sklar's video, which we interviewed on our podcast episode.
That's right.
And you can go check below right here if you want to subscribe to our podcast too, if you're watching this on YouTube.
Yes.
My worst of my top 5, which means number 5 is the People Mover.
Yes.
I love the People Mover. And usually we hit the People Mover when our day is 3/4 of the way done over at the Magic Kingdom. And we just hop on the People Mover. We make the kids go on a separate one from us. It's the one time where we separate the family from the ride, and we just kind of sit back and relax and wait for it to stop halfway through in the dark, and then we get started again and go to the end.
That's
so
right.
I love the People Mover. It's one of my favorite spots to just kind of take a chillaxing moment.
All right, so Bruce's number 5 is a People Mover. Mine's
Yes.
Living with the Land. Next for me, number 4, and this is the Great Movie Ride inside Hollywood Studios.
I gotta redo my list. Hold on a second.
All right, because I know my list is better than
It should have
yours.
been top 10.
I'm sorry. I know, this is really hard. All right, so the Great Movie Ride, for those of you that don't know, it's just an amazing attraction. It's the highlight of Hollywood Studios. It's the main centerpiece now, and from originally, that's what it was. It was the main sort of centerpiece. Now that the hat's gone, it's definitely this focal point of Hollywood Studios, and I just love the old classic movies. I love this attraction. I love how it's interactive. I love how the cast members take you on this really amazing journey through movies and are able to interact with the audience. It's really fun. It's actually probably my dream job.
I know. This is my number 6. If I had to choose number 6, this was I love the queue at the movie ride. Before you get into it's like 2 queues. There's the line queue, and then there's the pre-queue that you get to watch the movies on. Are
you allowed to talk about? Because it's mine.
I'm pretty sure I can throw my 2 cents in real quick, right?
All right, yeah.
So that was, moving on. My number 4, Carousel of Progress.
Perfect.
It's a classic. You have to go on the Carousel of Progress every single time. Even though it hasn't changed much over the years, this is definitely one of my spots to go in and reminisce about our first trips to Disney World and when the kids were really little. And it's fun to see their reactions over time as they realize that even in the last scene of the Carousel of Progress, that's still like 20 years ago.
It's still like very much Back to the Future.
Right. But it is cool to see the kids' reactions to how they used to live back in the day and see all of that in action. So the Carousel of Progress is definitely one of my go-to, and it's usually cool. Okay,
so my turn?
Yes.
Number 3, Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress.
Yes, that's what I said.
For the same reasons that you picked it, it's definitely my top on my list. I love going in this attraction. I love the nostalgia of it, and I love just learning. Any type of attraction that you can learn a little bit and take away from something, and that's where I really feel like
it's kind of like our philosophy when we go to the parks. We slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
The Carousel of Progress is a place to relax, slow down, and enjoy the time as it passes. And that song is pretty catchy.
That song is so catchy, and I just love it. And I love the end scene where it's like the future. It's so my childhood of the 80s. So I can't help but love it.
It is true.
All right. So
my number 3.
No, yes.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Now, this is a tough choice between Pirates of the Caribbean and Disneyland and Disney World, but we're sticking to Disney World, so it's on my top 3. If we were in Disneyland, this would probably be my number 1. I love the Pirates at number 1.
All right, we'll have to do another.
Yes, we'll do a whole, encompass all of Disney.
Yes.
In America.
Okay.
Not outside.
Gotcha.
But Pirates of the Caribbean, I love this attraction. I love the queue. I love the darkness as you go down. And I just love the theming as you go through the attraction. It's dark. You can get that smell of the
I was
water.
gonna say, what about that musty smell that we just can't get enough of?
Yeah, you know you're on. You could literally close my eyes and I could smell, and you know you're on Pirates. And I love the movies that are coming out too, so I do love this attraction, and it's one of my top.
Absolutely.
Top 5, actually.
It didn't make my list.
It didn't make your list?
I don't know why, but it's not on there. Basically, my top 3 now, so I'm going on to my number 2. Basically, Bruce, if you just want to drop me off inside Tomorrowland, I'd be good.
No, yours are all right there.
They're all right there. So number 2 is the Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover.
That was mine. That was my number 5.
That was yours?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well,
Copycat.
I'm going to say I love this attraction for all the reasons that you picked, but it was your number 5.
Yes.
Mine's my number 2.
It was my worst of the best.
The worst of the best. I just love this attraction because it's a really cool part of Tomorrowland. I really feel like it's really futuristic. Even though it's been there for ages and they haven't done much to it, it still feels like it's the way of the future. It's the mass transit system of the future. And I love how it gives you a tour of Tomorrowland, gets you excited.
It does give you a tour of the attractions so that you don't get to see walking.
I love it. And so I could sit there all day and be totally happy. As long as, maybe if there was a snack involved, that would be...
You should be able to raise your hand and be like, I want to go again.
Yeah.
Anybody want to go again? Yes, me. I'll go again.
That's the other attraction where the wait time is never that long.
It's pretty quick.
Yeah. So, you should be able to just raise your hand.
I want to go again, please. That's me.
Okay.
Number 2.
Number 2.
My number 2 is Splash Mountain.
All right.
This is one of those rides. Here's the thing.
Wait a minute.
Splash Mountain is my number 2.
Timeout.
When it's warm out.
Oh, all right.
Okay?
Okay, so you're just ignoring the timeout?
Yes, I'm ignoring the timeout. There's no timeouts.
Timeout.
What was it again? No, number 2. If it's warm out, I love Splash Mountain.
I can't even believe this made your list.
It does. I just love the theming.
I don't know who you are anymore.
It feels way longer than it should be.
No idea who you
Every
are.
time you go down something, you think it's the big drop, but it's
Yeah.
not. It's a really long attraction.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the story of the Brer Rabbit as it goes through. The only part I don't love is after you go down the hill, you don't usually get that wet, but there's this little waterfall as you turn the corner that
You're
your
waiting.
boat always seems to stop right in front of.
It's like the unloading that they're waiting for the other people to get off.
No,
and
not even
stuff.
to get off. It's like right after you turn the corner after you come down the mountain. There's a waterfall that comes down.
But it's a backup, what I'm saying. There's like a backup.
No, they stop on purpose.
You
That was
think
part
so?
of the attraction. They said, listen, this is pretty funny.
I think you're right.
Let's have this waterfall come down. We're going to make people stop there on purpose for no apparent reason, just to get a little bit more wet. I could do without that. But I love the theme, I love the story, and I love this attraction.
I could do without the arguing after the fact that you're soaking wet.
Word of advice, if you go on Splash Mountain, sit on the left side.
Okay. Good. I'm still shocked.
What's your number 1?
Okay. Number 1 on my list of my favorite attractions inside Walt Disney World, I know I'm building this anticipation up,
Dun, 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 dun.
is Space Mountain. And we did a whole unlocking episode of Space Mountain. And I got
We got to do a top 10, because I just forgot like 4 of my favorite attractions.
it's really hard to narrow them down so short in a short list like this.
Yeah.
So, basically just plunk me in the Magic Kingdom and I'm a happy girl. But the Space Mountain is really, it's nostalgic, number 1. Number 2, I remember as a kid and it was always just so exciting to go on to this attraction. I love space a lot. And I just feel like that 9-year-old girl again when I'm on this attraction. I just think it's still so futuristic.
I love space too, and on every attraction I don't feel like I get enough of it.
That is a good point. All right, so what's your number 1?
My number 1 is the Tower of Terror.
Yes, I knew that was
In
gonna be
Hollywood Studios. This has got to be my favorite one. I love the cast members who are part of the. I love the theme of the attraction itself.
Okay.
I love the music. I love the boiler room. I love waiting for everybody to start screaming. I love for Connie to be so afraid to go on that she talks for very much a lot while we're in line. Everything about this attraction I love. I love the dip. I love that it changes every single time that you go on it. There's nothing that you're not gonna have it twice exactly the same. And it's just my favorite attraction of all time. I tried to pick my favorite attractions that weren't necessarily all themed, because like Everest I love. There's so many attractions that are thrilling that you want to choose, but this is the one that I couldn't
Really?
not pick.
I'm surprised by that your comment on that.
Tower of Terror,
Okay.
top pick.
I love the Tower for the whole the theme of the Tower of Terror. I love the beforehand. I love the queue. I love everything about it except the drop sequence.
I love that. That's my favorite part. I love the dust on everything
I
when
need
you go
like
in.
a PG rated
I
Tower
love
of
the
Terror.
movie, the preview movie. There's so many things. So that was our top 5. Leave a comment below. What are your top 5? 5 only. Try to stick to Walt Disney World if you
really
listen to this.
hard.
Yeah. Just pick your 5 favorite rides. What are your 5 favorite rides in the 4 major theme parks in Walt Disney World? We'll monitor the comments below. And watch out for next week's video.
Starting now?
Starting after this video comes out.
Okay, because we haven't been until today.
I've been monitoring the comments.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I'm working. Connie's not. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on next week's video. If you want, subscribe to our podcast too over on iTunes and Stitcher Radio.
That's it.
That's it. We'll see you.